Hi, it's Lori here with the Goodbye Good Girl Project, and I'm here to answer your questions about self-expression. We tend to hold ourselves way back, and we don't have to do that. We don't. But we feel like we do because we have been a part of this culture for so very long. Let me just send some invitations out. Okay, great. The problem that we women have in this world, in this culture, is that we've been trained to believe that we're a problem. Hey, Terry, honey, good to see you. We have been trained that we are a problem, and we have learned to hold back. It's sort of our normal place. And so I want to make this space available to those of you who have a question about how can I ask this thing. Hi, Anna Marie. Hi, honey. Where are you having trouble expressing yourself? Feel free to ask me for some conversation, some advice, some of what I know from emotional linguistics, from my years of communication. Hi, Lovey. Feel free to ask me about any place that you are feeling like you just can't express yourself. You just can't say the thing that you want to say. What is one place in your life that you wish you could express yourself? You wish you could say something. And it doesn't matter if it is something that is angry, because we know we're not going to go out and be idiots to people, right? That's not our mission. But our mission is to be heard and to be real, to be us. And there are ways to do that, and there are different aspects to communication that come into it. And so we talk about things like discernment, but what is it really? What are we discerning? Well, what we're discerning is we're trying to figure out how to express ourselves, our true message, but not do it without burning down the house. So that's the question. And when it comes to figuring that out, there are some elements in it. Things like, what am I honestly feeling? Now, a lot of times, hi, Brooke, a lot of times, you don't like hair is especially from the cats. I don't understand that. You'll have to tell me what that means. But is there some place in your life where you are feeling like, I wish I could say this thing, or I wish I could do this thing? Or is there some place in your life where you're trying to birth a business, or birth a speaking career, or, which are both mine, or birth a new relationship? And you want to be sure that you're not captured behind that wall of shoulds and shouldn'ts, where you end up not being yourself, not being authentic, being trapped behind that idea. Hi, Maine. Being trapped behind that good girl persona. Because when you are trapped behind that good girl or good boy persona, you can't be real. And then when things go haywire, you are going to be pretty much certain that things will not support you. And if you are in a relationship and you are not being real, then you can be pretty sure that things are going to go haywire, right? Right. Now, is any of this easy? No, it is not easy. But I'll tell you what, it is easier than the cleanup in aisle 3 that happens from not being authentic. The cleanup and thank you very much for your agreeing with me, Terry. That's lovely. Just wanted to talk to people in the realist. Yes, you love to give people hope. Yes, let me unmute that comment, Anna Marie. You want to talk to people in the realist way possible. That is a great thing. So are you doing that? Is that happening? And is there more that you would like to get out of that? Hi, Freya. Is there more that you want to do? Is there more of your voice that you feel is not quite there yet? Or more to your message that's not quite there yet? There really is so much involved in being authentic in the way we express ourselves and what we are going after in our lives. And with the training we have in this culture, it really is an uphill battle. But that said, when you allow yourself to bring in the feminine answers, emotion, community, communication, intuition, sharing, things get easier. Things become a lot easier. Now, I'm somebody who I pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. I did the male hustle culture thing for decades. And I'm only now in recovery from that. And it feels darn weird. I'll tell you, it feels very, very strange. Or inability. Right. Right. And the only thing that makes us unable to do something is we haven't yet done it. Right? Like if you were an infant being taught how to use a spoon and you were like, well, I don't know how to use a spoon. I'm unable. Yeah. And then somebody puts the spoon in your hand and teaches you, and you're like, oh, easy peasy. I can use a spoon. And it's really no different with any other kind of learning. So you are, and you're holding back some for fear of not sounding real. Thank you for your vulnerability with that, Anna Marie. You're so lovely. So when there's a fear that we're not measuring up, there's a little ball of wool, a little ball of knitting yarn inside of us that needs to be unraveled. And so one of the questions, or some of the questions, are going to have to do with what are we holding back, but some of the questions are going to be about what are we afraid of? What are we afraid the other people are going to say or think or feel? You know, what is it that's going on with that? So Anna Marie, if you want me to talk with you about that here, I can totally do that. What I've discovered is there's something called a round table, which lives within each one of us. And it is all the different aspects of us that have fractured and taken on different voices within us. You do not have to have multiple personality disorder for this, but you do have to become very kind and considerate to your own inner being. You have to become considerate and kind to yourself. And that can take a little bit of work. You went today and had your tooth done, your face. I bet you're not able to speak very well. Aw, I hope you feel better soon, honey. When you are afraid when we're afraid we're not being enough, whether it's real enough or smart enough or strong enough in what we're expressing, what is that? It is swollen, I'll bet. What is that? What is that judgment? Can you be honest? Can you say to yourself, can you write down that phrase that you're afraid that other person or those other people are going to say or feel? Hi, Robert. It could be, they're not going to believe me. They're not going to believe me. Or it can be, it could be a million things because we're all so different. We're all coming from different places. It can be, I'm afraid that they'll judge me. I'm afraid of being seen. Now, why is it important what it is? What are those different words are? What's important is there's a part of you that is saying those that is very specifically emotionally rooted. So she's one of the women or men at your round table. She's one of those women or men at your internal emotional round table who is running the show. Because we're really run by our emotions. We like to think we're run from our brains, but it's not true. It's been physically proven that we start here, whatever we're thinking, it started with the emotional reaction. Then we can bring it into the mind and have a response. But everything starts with the emotion. So if we are to make any real changes, we have to come into the emotional body, and we have to come into a relationship with all the different aspects of us, so that we can actually make some changes. Hi, Ellie. Hi, honey. We have to actually make the shifts within us. And I know you're afraid of them doubting you being who I am, which is your realness. So you're afraid of being, what's the word I'm looking for? No, it's not resisted. You're afraid that people won't see you. That might be one way to put it. You're afraid that you'll be rejected if they do. Which do either of those seem in alignment with what you're feeling? Because if I'm afraid of being rejected for being real, I can track I can track that fear, not being able to understand you. Okay. So if somebody is not able to understand you, is that their failing or yours? Because I'm going to say there's something for us women where we have taken on the lion's share. I'm not saying this is necessarily your issue, Anna Marie, but not being able to have you, to talk to online. But if you want to do that, let me know. We have this thing where we take on the other person's shortcomings as well. And we're like, I have to be sure that you can make a sense of what I'm saying, that you can really get me. And you know what? Some people will never get you. Some people will never, never, never understand what you're saying. And that's not your issue. Now, your issue and everybody's issue is, am I being real? Am I saying what I want to say? Right. And when I get it, you've always been misunderstood. Right. Right. I have a lot of misunderstanding in my life as well. And to the degree that we argue within ourselves, making it more and more our responsibility that they didn't understand me, the more we don't become comfortable. Hi, Moonlight, honey. We don't become comfortable with what we do know. We have to understand us. It's so critical. We have to receive us and say, hey, Anne. Hi, honey. So glad to see you, girl. What would it be like if you trusted that what you're saying is enough for this moment? What would that be like? Right. The super self-critical thing is such a drag. It is such a drag. Oh, thank you, Anne. I almost called you Annie. The super self-critical thing is a part of you. It is a voice within you. It's not something that's wrong with you. It is a character at your round table, your inner round table. Okay? So for me, my inner critical one, she comes through. You do go by Annie? Oh, cool. All right. Well, let me know if you want me to call you that, and I certainly will. When I'm really judgmental of myself, the thing I practice now is understanding that is one aspect of me, and it goes through a number of aspects, but usually it's I just call her the frightened one, the one who expects to be hurt. She's the frightened one. And so I can talk to her and say, talk to me. What are you afraid of? I'm afraid nobody will see me. Nobody will understand what I'm saying. Oh, Sergeant Bruno. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so it's the voice of your father. All right. So, since everything that comes into us, we kind of create a character for, right? So you now have a character of your father inside, right? But you have it in your own image. Okay, so your own image is the little girl who was like, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. I'm assuming here, but bear with me because we're not talking. Like talking. Okay, so that little girl, she is the obedient one. That's one possible name. Hi, Gigi. That's one possible name you can give her, is the obedient one. And the reason that if you talk to her, if you have a conversation with her and say, what are you afraid? I'm afraid that I'm going to get whooped. I'm afraid that I'm going to get judged, and I'm not going to get fed or loved or anything. I'm not going to survive. That is such a core wound. And she is the one who needs the healing. And by healing, I don't mean fixing. This is hard work, but it is the work that shifts. I'm doing it as we speak, babies. I am. It's very intense, but it's very thorough. it really does get you to that healing that you've always been looking for. Why does she need to be removed? No, see, that's how we look at healing. I hear you. That is how we've been taught to look at healing. Is like, oh, there's this misaligned part of me, or this, this problem part of me, and I have to get rid of her. And that's what keeps her here. That's what keeps her here. She's getting on your last nerve. Right. I get it. I totally, boy, I understand to the nth degree. I get it. So it is a really rebellious act. It's a rebellious act to bring a little bit of compassion to the moment. It doesn't mean you can have your emotion, right? You can say, well, oh my God, I can't take it. Why are you so obedient? But what you're going to hear is stuff like, because I'm scared, and because you are caring, you're going to be like, oh, I get it. Or you're going to say, well, why are you scared right now? You shouldn't be scared right now. She goes, that's what my dad used to tell me. So you've got to get between the judgment and her. You've got to find a place for yourself where you are the good aunt, the good uncle, the good mother, and all of that, and be a voice to be a facilitator for the communication between you and the part of you that feels out of sync. Ding, ding, round one. And I'll tell you, when I first started this kind of work years ago, I was not good at it. I was not good at it at all. I was mean to myself. I was mean to myself. So I understand. And then I was like, well, why won't she behave? It's like, because you're abusing her, because you're being mean. Why would she respond to you well? I'm like, oh, well, shoot. So don't mistake the response for the personality, the programming, the child within you that is hurting. She's the one who needs the healing, and we're the ones who can bring her that. And it doesn't mean that we fix her, because think about it. When you were a little girl, you knew something about yourself, didn't you? You knew something about the wildness, the wild wonderness of you. Didn't you know that? You did know that. You knew that. And then you started to try to follow all these rules that they were giving you, and you were like, this, so my wildness is wrong and everything else is right. It's the opposite. Your wildness is what is right. Wild is who you are. Wild is exactly who we all are. By wild, I do not mean that we have no wisdom, no compassion, no discernment. That is not what I mean. Thank you, Fata. What I mean is that you are, hello, Uganda, you are a unique, oh no, society doesn't like us being wild. Society doesn't like it. But you know what? Society has taught us not to like it. So we have to be humble about that realization, but not self-punishing. So that's a shift. That is a shift, instead of going, well, God, I hate that I act that way, or I hate that I do this way, or I hate my self-judgment. And we women are great at self-judgment. We are great at it. We've been taught it, and we've learned well. But making a shift, not a total transformation overnight. You're not trying to be an Olympics runner with yourself. You're trying to make a change, and change comes in small increments so that you can be sure you have put them in place. Yes. When you take a baby step, your program mind is going to tell you that's not enough. Your program mind is going to go, I guess it didn't work. Your program mind is full of crap. And you're fun. So externally, we can do whatever the F we want, especially women of a certain age or women at a certain point in life, whatever it is. But that doesn't say that internally we allow ourselves. That doesn't say that. And so we've been taught that the external is all there is, and that if we can just go out and make it happen and use our will, everything will be okay. Hi, Mustafa. So that's what we're told. All you need is you have to be very willful and decisive and make a decision and go out and just do it. That's not the whole enchilada. Is it? Is it? Can you admit to yourself, can you give yourself that reassurance, that recognition that there are things going on within you that are telling you the opposite of what you are supposed to believe, what you're supposed to do? I can't tell you how many years I went to so many different kinds of networking things to get my, missing pieces. Missing pieces is a beautiful way to put that. Beautiful. I went to so many networking events and I collected all the emails and I tried to figure out what the hell I was teaching and what I was offering and everything else. And now I'm a coach. Now I'm a consultant. And I organize jailbreaks for women, jailbreaks from their own internal locks, and businesses, jailbreaks from their systems that they keep looking at instead of the humans that make their business run. So I stepped back. I stepped way back from pushing myself. Everything in me knows how to push. Anna Marie, especially, I got to tell you, everything in me knows how to push. And so I've been doing the opposite, and it feels insane. It's very difficult. But what happened this morning was proof that this was one step that really helps. I went to a new networking group. I haven't been to a networking event except the ones that I hold. And ladies, I have one online on Thursdays, 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern. It's women only. It's called the Round Table. And we network, we support each other, we talk about business from the feminine. And if you want the information, DM me and I will give you the registration link, okay? Okay, it's on Zoom, Thursdays, 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so here we are, obediently following the rules of how to be in this world. And we keep being told that our emotions don't matter and that they're a barrier and that there's something to fix. But what they really are is something to listen to. So this morning I went to this event. I wasn't feeling particularly excited about it, but I have in the last few days, I've been really struggling emotionally. And so I said, well, I'm going to go because at least it's different. At least it's a step away from just allowing the feeling of to run my life. And that was the best networking I've ever been to. The guy who runs it is all about emotional intimacy, and he has a great structure for the thing. And the people who came were all very real. And I can give it to you guys too. It's here in Cincinnati. It's here in the Cincinnati area, but you don't have to be from here to go. And I met people, and I'm going to be communicating with another person who's in human resources, who is like apparently the area guru for HR and for giving talks, which is what I want to do. So like taking this small, easy step opened a door that feels like, this feels good. I'm allowed to feel good. That's healing. Do you understand? That's healing. Healing is not, how do I usher the part of me that is terrified out of the room? She's not going to go out of the room. She's you. So instead, we have to be really courageous and have conversation with her. So is there anybody in here who is trying to figure out what they want to bring forward Is it your voice? Is it a business? Is it your freedom from a situation or a relationship? Is it your self-confidence? Is it your courage? What is it that you're trying to bring forward? And what do you think is stopping you? What are you not expressing, whether it's externally or internally? Hi, Brenda. What is it that is the most important thing to you that you be able to express, either externally or to yourself? What is that thing? Put it in the chat. Hi, Kiki. Put it in the chat. What is the thing that you most want to be able to say? One of the things I most want to be able to say today is that and feel the truth of it, because that's the important part, is the feeling the truth of it. I want to be able to say how important my work is in the world. And same. Yes. Struggling with lack of structure. Exactly. So there's a voice within you. There's a person within you. I'm going to have to go inside to get my charger. There's a part of you. There's a personality, an emotional personality in there, who is having a screaming fit about this. I know, because I have one too. Yep. And she's the right. So I don't know what to call her, but she's the one who is certain that if I'm not hustling, I'm going to die. She's certain if I'm not hustling, I mean, I'm going right to the core here. I'm not saying that I'm insane and that I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to expire. I'm talking about the emotional truth, okay? The emotional truth is what you want to get to for yourself. That's where you want to get. Ms. Overachiever. Yeah, and you know what Ms. Overachiever's about? She's trying to get love. She's trying to prove that she's worthy of recognition and love, and that she's good enough. Yes, and me too. Stress is the way we are taught to live, and that is why it is so difficult for us to think about something like, letting something be easy, or maybe paths of least resistance. We're like, are you kidding me? That ain't real. That's not going to work. What are you talking about? Right? So why is it that you and I think this is supposed to be easy? That this training, this way of being, just being us, when we come into a different situation in life and we have to pull on different strengths, why is it that we think, well, I don't know why I can't just adjust? Why do you think that is? Hi, this witch. It's not easy being me, right? I know. And I want you guys to know that that's not because of you. It's not. What I'm learning is that, oh dear, what I'm learning is that I don't know how to get my phone hooked up. Hold on, guys. What I'm learning is that the more I turn my attention to dealing with myself kindly. God, what? I'm not supposed to be kind to me. I'm supposed to push. I'm supposed to make sure stuff happens, right? I'm supposed to be like fierce, right? I'm supposed to be fierce. I'm plugging this in, so I'm going to look weird for a while. Oh, shit. Oh, that's bad. That was bad. I put the wrong end of this in there. Shit. I don't think it'll work. Ooh, I think I killed it. Oh dear, I killed it. Okay. Sorry, you guys, I don't want to lose you. I don't know if I can do this. Okay. Fine. All right, let me get my computer. I know, I put the wrong end in and it went and destroyed the thing. Oh, God, such a pain in the ass. Okay. So anyway, what's been happening, it sparked, you saw it. And I hear you so loud and clear. I hear you loud and clear. And that sounds weird to people who are not in that position, right? So we've got that message in our head of like, wait a second. I'm not supposed to just relax. That doesn't make sense. No, I can't do that. That's not right. We're okay with a 2-week vacation because we can maintain a certain level of stress and then get home and bitch about, I have to go back to work. All of these things are the programming. And if we look at ourselves from the position of something is wrong with you, I know, same. And so it causes anxiety. And so for me, my practice now, every day, is to be considerate of my anxiety. What the hell does that mean? It means at least the absence of beating the heck out of myself. So yesterday, it meant I was in bed all day. Now, I wasn't just lying there sleeping, but I was in bed all day. And I was working on my computer and I'm going, you really should get up. I'm like, I don't want to get up. And then I would fall asleep for 15 minutes and then I'd be awake again. Understanding that for the first time, that being kind to myself was what was happening and that it was possibly good was a big shift for me. That kind of perspective is so much bigger than anybody wants you to see. Yeah, I need structure too, Anna Marie, completely. So what I'm learning though is that I'm learning to pick and choose the things I want to do that I can like slot into my week so I have a structure. And it absolutely panics me. It just panics me that I don't have like this daily thing, right? And so that's why I'm trying to create this community of the round table on Thursdays with women where we can be meeting. And then I want to do something like a co-working space, like a really affordable co-working space, because when you are, especially a woman on your own, trying to start a business, the solitude is what will get you. It does not work well for us. We have an emotional need to connect. We grow through connection. So if you're not coming to my Thursday meeting, you really should think about doing that. So let me know if you want that registration link, okay? You could, we could, anybody could. And I'm looking for ways to open up to money. And I know that it all is right here. It's the same for you. First of all, I can almost guarantee that most of us feel like we're all alone in it. Okay? We can feel like we're all alone in this, like trying to be more, trying to get more, trying to do more, whatever. Oh no, Annie, that will not work. Now he wants you to, so he doesn't want you to discover what your natural shape is. Right. Right. I'm like you, Anne. I'm the question asker, and I'm the source researcher, and I'm going to let that provide the structure for me. There cannot be any more of this hustle culture. There cannot be any more of me not being me. Gotcha. You work through it. Cool. That's really good. And of course, he would have assumptions, having had a business or a career or whatever that worked very well for him. I get it. What is the part of you? Let's start a communication, a conversation. Who is she? Ask her her name. Ask her what she is. What is it that you're so afraid of? What are you feeling? Talk to me. Who are you? Oh my God, I love that. Yay. Firefighter, paramedic. Well, they need structure, don't they? Yeah. Yeah, they do. Feeling inadequate. Yes, I know this one too. Hello. Okay, so she's feeling inadequate. All right. What would the next question be? What's the next question for her? Can you think of one, or do you need some suggestions?
Hello.
Oh, hello, hello.
Hello, Lori.
Hi, honey.
Hi. Nice to be here.
Oh, I'm so happy you came on. This is great. So you said she feels inadequate, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, and she told you that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So what would the next question be for her?
What do you expect of me?
Okay, right. I understand. Yep. What do you expect of me? How about if she's got a life of her own and we said, what do you feel inadequate about?
Okay.
So you want to do this live? Like what, if you
Yeah,
ask her that,
sure.
ask her that. What do you feel inadequate about?
What do you feel inadequate about?
And then just listen and see if she gives you an answer, or if she doesn't, maybe you get an image of her in a certain position or a certain expression on her face. This is like creating a living relationship with parts of yourself, and this is deep, deep healing.
Not knowing enough to voice her opinion, she said to me.
Not knowing enough to voice her opinion. How old is she?
8.
Sweet. Hi, 8-year-old Anna Marie. Hi.
Hi, Lori.
So you might want to ask her, will it help to know that I'm here to help you? Because I'm older than you. Ask her if that's helpful.
Okay. Will it help? Yeah, she said yeah.
She said, yeah. Is it a yeah, kinda, or a
She still doubts me. She said yeah, kind of.
yeah, kinda? Okay. So maybe ask her what she would like to say to you, what she would like, or what she would like to know. That would help her feel better.
She's saying to help me through the fear of being able to express myself.
Fear of being able to express yourself. Okay.
To verbally express yourself, yes.
Okay. What is it? Ask her, what is it about verbally expressing that makes her scared?
Okay. Thank you, Lucy. Excuse me. Thank you for everything. Bye-bye. She said that she's not smart enough to actually use words that people would understand,
Okay, so
or that she feels comfortable enough to say anything.
she's afraid the people she's talking to are like grown-ups
Yes,
and they're too smart for her.
correct.
Okay. Um, so why don't you ask her if the way you're talking to her right in the last few minutes does it make her feel fearful or is she okay?
She's comfortable.
Excellent. That's excellent. Um, so maybe what is going on with the fear of self-expression that she thinks she has to do it alone? I mean, you're right there and you're older than 8. You could definitely help. I mean, you could translate for her, couldn't you?
Yes, I could.
Does she like that idea?
Yes.
She likes that idea. Okay.
Yes.
Does that take away the fear?
Yes. It does.
And a relationship is born, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yep.
And she's real. Your 8-year-old, she's real. She's not just like, oh, she's healed now, I can ignore her. But she's
No,
she
she's
all of
real.
our emotions are really alive in us.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I once wrote my 5th grade teacher a letter, and 30 years later she presented that letter to me, and my best friend and I laughed and laughed and laughed because I don't know what the hell I was trying to say to her. And I was like, thank you, Miss Scarano. You really know how to make a grown kid feel like they're 5 years old again.
What were you trying to say to her? Was it?
I was just trying to tell her that not much interest me in the world of academia besides math, because I was always a math guru. But everything else, just I never paid attention, so I always got in trouble. And I told her, I said, well, maybe, perhaps it's your teaching, or perhaps, I don't know what I was saying to her, but we laughed. I mean, I'm still laughing about it, but but that little girl is not laughing, right?
Right. Well,
Yeah.
see if she is now.
Okay, are you laughing about that now? She's laughing. She's laughing.
I want you to take a minute and feel what you feel like now as opposed to what you felt like 5 minutes ago.
Relieved that I finally understand who she is and why she's afraid.
Where do you feel that relief in your body?
My lungs.
Your lungs. Oh, breath.
Yep.
Good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that, Lori. Yeah.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Ain't
Okay.
it good to know you've got a friend in me, right?
It's what we need. And some of the parts of us are in so much pain, and
Yeah.
we're so afraid of them.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
So finding a way to communicate that is being the adult in the relationship,
Correct.
right? Being the compassionate adult.
Yeah, that's the key, is compassion.
That's
For all the beings in me, it's compassion.
it is. And some of the beings in me are just really rough.
They're tough.
And so sometimes I have to respond in ways that I don't expect to.
Correct.
And it may look completely wacky even to me, but I'm
Right.
like, it's more important that I respond to these parts of me than it is that I look appropriate to somebody I don't even frickin' know in the
Yes.
outside world.
I mean, the older parts of me that have crap. I mean, I just recently started to do poetry, and I get it out that way, but it's not easy. You have to be a creative individual to figure out how to handle all these different parts of you. So, but I mean, you've helped me immensely, Lori. I can't say enough. You've been quite. I'm going to call you my mentor. You've been quite the mentor to me, and you're allowing me to express myself and not feel stupid.
You're far from stupid, my
Thank
friend.
you. Sometimes, it's that child in you that talks to you.
Oh, my favorite thing used to be to call myself an idiot.
Well,
That was
I did
always
that
my
too.
word.
I know. That's not good. That's
And now when I do, I'm like, really? And I go, okay, I hear you. That's not true. I'm not an
right.
idiot.
Well, my one of my best friends, I'm sorry, but you'll have to stop talking about my best friend like that, or I won't want to be bothered with you anymore. I was like, okay.
What?
My
What?
best friend said to me one time, "Did you just call my best friend an idiot?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I did."
Oh, I
And
get it.
she
Yes.
she said, "Don't do it again, or I'm not going to want to be
Right.
friends with you anymore."
Right.
And that set me straight for a while.
It's true. I mean, to that vision, that understanding of God, I'm really being tough on myself.
Yeah,
I'm injuring me. I
correct.
don't want to injure me. I don't deserve it.
No, I need all the healing I can get.
We need the healing, and the healing is through the compassion, the emotion,
Right.
the forbearance, the feminine. It's all the feminine,
It is all the
and
fun.
it's all the feminine.
And sometimes it takes a village to get you there, right?
It
Which is
does.
why hence we are doing what we're doing to help people get there. So
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you too.
You're
I
you're
love
an
you.
amazing being, and please don't talk about my good friend like that anymore.
I promise. I
Okay.
promise.
Good. Thanks, Lori. You're the best.
You are too. I love you.
Thank you. Love you too. I'm going to have to cut out because I have people here and I need to go. I love you. Thank you,
I
folks.
love
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
So I don't know if I click disconnect, if that disconnects the entire thing. So I'm not gonna do that. But I can't see the chat, so I'll try it. I'll try disconnect. But if it does disconnect for real, I will come right back. Okay. We'll see. Oh, good. It says disconnect Anna Marie. Yes. There we go. You are good at everything but math. Ask her to tell you something dumb. I don't think it's as dumb as she thinks it is. Really nice. I love it. I love it. So, does it does it occur to you how small and how profound those moments were? I mean, if we had taken the little child and her fear and then sort of criminalized her fear, what's wrong with you? Why do you feel this fear? You have to stop feeling this fear. That would have cemented her in her fear. But instead, asking open ended questions. What is it that you're fearful of? What are you afraid of? Gave us an in. And now there's been significant healing in that part of Anna Marie that was saying, I can't be comfortable just putting myself out there. So it's really important that we understand that the little is really the huge. And it is an act of pure rebellion for us to know that and to live from that place. It is an act of pure 100% rebellion. So if you are sick of what's happening in this country and in this world, which I am, then you want to be a rebel. And this is the most profound way you can do it. There are many other ways as well, and I'm not telling you shouldn't do any of them. But this is how you shift reality. This is how you do it. Because this entire reality that we're living in is a mutual co-creation. And it is of a certain level. And for those of us who are ready and willing and able to stand up, speak our truth, be from our hearts, be in a place of greater kindness and compassion with ourselves, which means other people get the vibe too. The more we are changing the landscape. That's my work. That's a big part of my work. So is anybody else having anything that they are struggling with? What did I just hit? I don't know what I just hit. But anybody else struggling with something that they wish they could have a conversation with that part of themselves? I mean, the part of me that says I'm supposed to be working myself to death, working 40 hours a week, working, being stressed out to the max. I need to have a conversation with her. Why do you think you have to do that? Because I won't make any money if you don't do it. Really? Yes. Okay, so why exactly won't you be making money? Because I won't be working myself to death. And that's what you have to do to make money. Oh, so you think that? Yes, I do. Okay. Have you noticed other people who work less hard than you and they make more than you? Oh, God, yes, so unfair. Do you see how this, like, the conversation starts to go deeper? It starts to go deeper. Come on in, Anne. You hear, Anne? Hello, hello, I can't hear you. I hear something, but Anne, you seem to be on but not speaking. Is that what you wanted? Oh, she's gone. Okay. So, hi, Kukar. The part of you that is feeling held back needs a conversation. It doesn't need judgment. So just try to embrace that thought. See if you can use ChatGPT or Claude or something and see if you can find your round table. See if you can find who your people are who are sitting at your table. Just one. Just find one. Okay? And then have a conversation with her or him. And you're going to find that things start to shift. Okay? Hi, Bob. Welcome. Hi, Strawberry. So we're talking about how we communicate terribly with ourselves and half-assedly with others as a result. Honestly, we're not really taught how to do this stuff. All right, Strawberry, you got something to add? Hi. I don't seem to be able to hear when people are coming on. I'm not hearing anybody when they're coming on. That's very strange. I'm hearing nothing. Did I hit something that I shouldn't have hit? I don't know. But so yeah, I'm just not hearing sound when people are coming on. So if somebody could tell me if there's some button I need to push that I didn't push, but of course we were hearing Anna Marie, no problem. But if we can't hear you, then you can always put it in the chat. Is there something that you're struggling with? Because I can guarantee it. Oh, okay. Gotcha, Anne. Because I can guarantee you, whatever it is that you're feeling not good about is a resistance that comes from a pattern that you've practiced for a long time. It's not something that's wrong with you. It is a pattern you have practiced. And we can interrupt patterns. We can redirect the river. Yes, we can. It's done in acupuncture all the time. That's exactly what acupuncture is. They put the needles in at points where the energy is going in the wrong direction so they can reroute it to the right direction, and that causes healing. We can do the same thing with our emotions and with our self-expression. Exactly the same thing. So what is it that you are working with right now? I know that Anne was talking about how bizarre it is to be retired and to not feel that she needs protection from a job in order to continue to live. Without those guardrails, without those what I call sides to the pool, it's a true challenge to create your own sides to the pool after a lifetime of being told, hey, here you go, you come to work and we'll pay you. I mean, this is a slave and master situation. Do what I tell you to do and I'll give you money. I mean, it kind of boils down to that, right? Now, if you're lucky, you have a better boss than that. You have some different way of doing things than that. But still, the setup, the social setup for all of us is, you do what I say and I will give you a reward. It starts in school. Pass that test and you get to stay. You get to keep going. You get to be approved of. Sit still and don't talk and I will not get you in trouble. It's always this action and reward thing. And then suddenly, when we understand the concept, we hear the concept of not trying so hard, of allowing, of the path of least resistance. Then we're like, I don't know how to do that. That doesn't make sense to me. Of course it doesn't make sense. Of course not. So what are you coping with? What are you hearing inside you that is like, I'm stressed? You may hear that. You may hear, I need more money. I need more love. I need more security. I need, right? You can also hear stuff inside like, what is my purpose? That kind of, that angst that comes from like, if I'm not trying to change the world, or if I'm not working anymore, like, what is my purpose? What is my function for being here? We have to listen to these from a different perspective. We have to understand they are parts of us. Hi, Lily. Welcome. My name's Lori. I'm with the Goodbye Good Girl Project. And it is absolute going up against the good girl rules for us to say, I'm going to listen to what I'm feeling. I'm going to listen to what I'm saying. Anarchy. Pure anarchy. And we need it. That's where the healing is. That's where the shift in this world comes from. We've got a world that is built on the toxic, patriarchal, masculine only viewpoint, where things, including yourself, are supposed to be wrestled to the ground and unalived. Hi, Derek. This is not how a healed existence happens. This is not how a healed existence is nurtured. Do you want to live a healed life? Meaning, see the healing, perform the healing, experience the healing every day. Or do you want to live a life where you just keep trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and not getting there and hoping someday you'll be healed? I highly recommend the first one. Hi, Prince. I highly, highly recommend the first one. What are you up against? What do you wish you could say? Look, if you are, let's say, living in a situation where there's no way to request up to the live, dang it. Okay, hold on, let me see if I can invite you. It's not even seeing you as somebody watching. That's not helpful. It doesn't even let me, what do you call it? Search for your name. All right, well, maybe if I give it a minute and then I look again, it may see you as one of the people watching. Chris, hi, baby. You want to come in and talk, Miss Chris? We're talking about what are the things you want to be able to say. I mean, Chris is an expert on this because she didn't speak her truth for quite a long time. And then when she did, it threw her life up in the air. Okay, gotcha. It threw her life up in the air, but it also created in her a magnificent leader. So these kinds of risks are so important. Chris, by the way, wrote a book called Worthy. And I'm going to mangle the subtitle, honey, so forgive me, but Confessions of an Ex-Mormon Lesbian Housewife. I know, I just mangled it. But as ever, you can put that in the chat if you want. It's beyond very important. It's critical that we speak, we use our own voice. You like my title better? That's hilarious. Oh my God. Hi, girly girl. It is, look, do you want to be you while you're here? It kind of boils down to this for me. I want to be me while I'm here. Right? The memoir of an ex-Mormon lesbian. Oh, I had the housewife in there, okay. Don't you want to be who you are while you're here? Of course you do. Of course you do. We all do. And confessions. Oh, I did, didn't I? Oh my God. Maybe you need to change the title. I like the confessions part. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I like the confessions part. That's pretty awesome. What are you not saying? Okay, look. Stop thinking that anything you're not saying it to somebody else. You need to say it to you. You are making incredible progress. Like, I'm telling you, off the chain effing progress. When you can tell your truth to you. If you're journaling, that's what a journal's really for. And if you cannot keep a journal because you're afraid somebody will see it, there's a journal thing online called Penzu. Like Penzu, ZU.com. And that way you can lock that baby up tight and only you will ever see it. You're in Dubai. I could tell from your name. Welcome. You have to be able to tell yourself the truth. Do you know how many of us women have been in a situation where we've been with a man and said something about this is off, and then we went ahead and had the date or did the business deal or whatever, and didn't stop to ask ourselves, what are you sensing? What's happening? What's going on? Now, I'm not trying to put men down here, but I'm saying in our system that is set up, the woman is always below, and we've internalized it. So how many times have you done that where I don't know, I shouldn't feel that way? Why shouldn't you? You feel whatever you feel. Now you've got to listen to why you're feeling it. This is being alive. Being alive is not, can I take another vacation? Being alive is not, I can be on a boat today. Being alive is not, I made $5 million. That's really not being alive. Do you want to be alive while you're here? If so, you have to be authentic. And the easiest, and it's not easy, but the easiest, and it's not easy, but the easiest place to do that is you with you. And I'm calling it the round table. I've been doing a group of women in business every Thursday, 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm now doing it live in real life where I live on Saturdays. But what I stumbled across was the round table inside of you, the round table inside of me. That's the communication we need the most. Thank you, Chris. That is the communication we need the most. And as I said earlier, when I first started trying to do something like this work years ago, I stunk at it. Absolutely stunk. I was like so mean to myself. Why are you so horrible? Why are you so frightened? What? You shouldn't be so, stop being frightened. Stop it, stop. Well, that's just repeating the mistreatment, right? Awful. It's terrible. And the answer is right in front of us, which is why we can't see it. It's too close to our face. Hi, Angela. We have to be in communication and relationship with ourselves. And yes, the beginning of it is rough AF. It is rough, rough, rough. Why? Because we've been avoiding all of those people that we are. We've been avoiding all of them for so long that they're afraid of us and we're afraid of them. But it's you. So can you take on a persona? Can you take on an auntie persona, or a good mother persona, or a good grandma persona, or a best friend persona, and be the intermediary between you and that part of you? Because that's what's needed. When you can actually hear what the hell is going on, everything changes for you. Fundamentally changes for you. But first you have to be done with this whole hustle culture, patriarchal nonsense. You have to be tired of trying to do the thing that doesn't work for you. It doesn't work for you because it was made to not work for you. So in a weird way, you are succeeding. You are succeeding at failing. It's not exactly what you want, right? Thank you. Thank you, Chris. It's not what you want. The patriarchy was designed for control. The patriarchy was designed for physical superiority to rule the day. And it ushered out emotion and intuition and inspiration and creativity and all that stuff. But some men snuck it in, like Michelangelo got to sneak it in. He was creative AF. Because he was a guy, and because he lived in a time when there were people who would support creatives, he could sneak that stuff in. Oh, bravo. Oh, he's a master. Thanks, Firewood. Oh, he's a master. Great. What about a woman doing it? Oh, no. No. This is what we're up against internally. Oh my God, it's Alex. Alex, are you here, buddy? Okay, God, I love that you continue to try. That's so cool. Thank you. Let me see if it sees you. Okay, oh, now it only sees Chris. And now it's showing me an international safari something. I'm like, what is happening? What's going on? What is happening? So what is it? You feel so seen. Girl, yes. You know, one of the things that is supremely female and feminine. You wish you did? Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I want to be more seen. Whew. Oh my God, what a great topic. I want to be seen. All right. What makes us be seen? For my money, and I want to hear what you think, because this is not like the last word on the subject that I'm giving you, but it is my word on it. When I'm in alignment with exactly what I want to say and who I am, and I just allow the inspiration to carry me. I do inspired action instead of pushing myself forward or doing the hustle culture. That's when I'm seen. And I'm banking on that because I am the most proactive person you ever met. So it's not like I'm holding back. It's not like I'm resisting. I'm like, hello. But I've learned that if I do hello from a place of like, listen to me, and nobody's going to hear me. I'm not in alignment with myself. It doesn't work. So that communication with the self, hi Leela, that communication with myself, with going, what do I want to do next? What is happening next? What's going to go on? Is what allows me to do what I'm doing now, which is batshit crazy for most people. And it's batshit crazy for me too. I am allowing instinct and not knowing to move me forward. I started my in-person roundtable at a local coffee shop on Saturday. I hadn't even, advertised it. And I said, I'm going to go over there and sit there and put up my little sign that I have on its little stand. And I'm going to do this. I think now we got Ann. Okay, here we go. And somebody noticed. Somebody came and talked to me and noticed it. And it was awesome.
Ta-da, okay, I think I made it.
I think you did. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. For
Yay!
some reason, my if I go to TikTok on my laptop instead of
Mhm.
through my phone, it doesn't recognize me as really me. I can log in, all of my friends and followings and everything are there, but I was on a TikTok the other day and it did the same thing. It just I kind of like half sign in on my laptop. I'll look at that later. Oh boy, an
I,
emergency I can handle.
I think we need a freaking PhD for TikTok myself. There's so much about this I don't understand. And I just keep discovering as I go. I'm like, all right. And yeah, that's really the point I was having. But what you were talking about earlier about, being retired and what the hell do I do with myself is a thing. It's a real
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Especially with the kind of work that I did. An emergency manager for a county. So my
Whoa, you were
job
a
was
fire.
literally managing disasters. And that is what I did. We did floods and wildfires and power outages and landslides and things like that. So to me, my job was, have a bag packed. I had my go bag and I could get deployed and I would grab my bag and out I'd go. And I never knew where I was going or what I was going into or what was going to be there. And I loved it. I mean, it was a fabulous, fabulous job. Um, but it was emergent. Everything was emergent,
Right.
which played into who I was as a child. And my husband, being a firefighter, paramedic, same thing. He'd go into work and he'd be waiting for those tones to get in the ambulance and go drive code. And and
Right.
our entire lives were all based on gotta do it right now. You don't have time to think about it. You don't have time to plan. You don't, and now all of that is gone. And because we worked so hard and because we were frugal and we saved and we're sitting in a paid off house, we both have pensions, we don't
Wow.
have debt, we can do pretty much whatever we want. And we're like, but there's no tones going off telling us what we have to go do. So what do? We can do what we want. Well, we don't know what we want. We've never wanted. We don't want. We do.
Exactly. We
It's
respond to, we don't.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got, same thing happens for people like me who are actors. Like we get an adrenaline addiction.
Both my husband and I were in theater. He was in dance and I was in theater in our college days and shortly after.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
So yeah, same thing. It's lights
Adrenaline
are up and
addiction.
here's your cue and you're out there. You don't stop and think. You can't say, "Oh, wait a minute, I'm not ready." You just have to. It's time. The lights are out. The audience has bought their tickets, and out you go.
Out you go.
Um,
Absolutely. And I
but
think
yeah,
what's
it's
happening for me,
interesting to deal from a position of comfort. I've I've
yeah,
I'm not comfortable with comfort.
I know. Well, who's been trained to be comfortable with comfort also? I mean, even if you hadn't had the career that you had, we're
Yeah.
taught to be in a sort of emergent state all the time. Quick, buy the insurance just in case this terrible thing's happening. Quick, do this in case this other thing happens. And we're really not
Yeah.
trained in this.
Yeah. So I'm thinking my husband is a very creative person. He's got super ADHD. So he's always taking on something new and something fun. But he is absolutely an artist. I mean, he was a professional ballet dancer. He
Oh, I
has been a
love him.
watercolor artist. He does wood carving. He makes bamboo fly rods. He's a wood crafter. So for him, he just buries himself
Yeah,
because of the ADHD. He just buries himself in whatever whim of the moment, which
right.
is fabulous. Except that, I'm supposed to be the one taking care of all the stuff while he goes and does that. And that triggers in me some childhood trauma because I grew up in a home with an abusive alcoholic father, and my
Mm,
mother was an artist who had it wasn't a breakdown. It was not a break. I want to be very clear. That was impressed upon us very deeply that it was not a breakdown. She just needed a rest. Um,
Okay.
so at 8 years old, as the oldest daughter, I was parentified and had to take on a lot of the the parental responsibilities, the cleaning, the dusting. By the
Right,
time I was 11, I was doing all the meals for a family of 8 people.
right.
Um, so I've got an attitude about creativity.
What kind of
And
attitude is that?
I see, and this is, I understand that this is not particularly accurate and may be informed by my personal trauma, but I
Doesn't matter.
see creativity as very self-indulgent.
Mm,
Um, I went from that, you know, home situation to marriage to an artist, where the first thing he did after we got married was quit his job to pursue his art, and he was actually a very talented and he was a painter, and he was with a gallery that was huge, but he self-destructed everything. He sabotaged it all. Um, so I was the one that had to have the job and bring in the
oh,
regular income, and then when that blew up, and then I met my husband, who was has a very he's a Gemini, so he's an artist, but yet he's very pragmatic, and he's
right.
he wears both hats equally well. Um, and then as soon as he retired, he started to become an artist, and I'm like, whoa, did not sign up for this. You weren't supposed to. And I
So,
sat him down and I told him, I said, look, I understand. I get it intellectually, but emotionally, I haven't bought into this yet. Um,
well,
so
I
now
would,
I'm seeing that I need to kind of explore my own creativity, which has been completely roadblocked.
well,
And
can I
and
ask you,
trying,
can I ask
yeah.
you something? The person, the Anne inside of you who's going, I don't think so. This is weird stuff. Like, I don't like this. How old is she?
Oh, she's 20s.
She's 20s. Okay.
Yeah,
Can you,
she's 20s.
can you see her standing there or sitting or wherever she is? Can you
Yeah,
see? Yeah.
yeah.
What's the look on her face?
Pugnacious, defiant, and a little bit pissed off.
Beautiful. Hi. Nice to meet you. Wonderful. I love it.
Oh.
Um, so ask her, what do you think about us getting a little bit creative? I can tell that's probably not a really great thing for you, but what are you feeling, babe? Just ask her.
So that makes me cry.
That's always good.
Um, the answer I keep getting is I can't.
I know that one. It's
I
really,
don't have that luxury, which is weird because I do.
yeah, but she doesn't. These
Yeah.
these beings within us are energies that got trapped in a repetitive motion. And so the reason that you feel tears and have tears is because you're connecting again with yourself. Um, and that interrupts the misery. It interrupts the rage and the confusion and all of that. And it's a relief, and relief always brings tears. So having a relationship with her where you can start to um, be your own. I mean, if you can't do it with yourself, do it with chat or Claude. If I can't get to something on my own, I'll do different things with chat where I'll go, so I'm feeling this thing today. I'm feeling that, and it's got me blocked and I don't know what to do. And I'll say, I'm listening to her and she is saying blah, blah, blah. And so it'll go, okay, well, that makes sense that she's saying blah, blah, blah. What do you want? And I'll say, well, I need a name for her. Well, what is she saying to you? And it will actually help. I'm not making it do my work for me. I'm making sure that I have something to know so that I know I'm not alone in the room.
Yeah, it's kind of like interactive journaling, I think.
It is. I think that's a beautiful phrase. That's exactly what it is. Hi, guys. Welcome in. And Miss Chris, you made it.
I'm here.
Yay!
Yay!
I don't have
Yeah.
So
enough
you're
for
out on
video,
the
but
end.
I'm
Are you
here at the
taking
end
a
of my
long walk
pier.
off a short pier or a short walk off a long pier?
Some kind of combination.
I think the biggest thing that we are all up against, we humans, is the block between us and us. And I wouldn't have said that even probably a week ago. But I've started. I haven't had a place to hide from myself. Um, and I suppose I could have tried to numb out and I don't know, go back to drinking wine or something. But um, I'm like, no, no, this needs to end. And my sovereignty over the quality of my life must deepen now. It must become more, it must become thorough. And in order to do that, I know I can't do it by beating up on me because God knows I tried for decades and that wasn't too much fun and it didn't do anything for me. So now I got to find ways to become a friend to myself. So something else that I do with chat and with Claude is I'll go on there and I'll go, here's what's going on today. And then I will pull a tarot card and put the tarot and tell it what the tarot card is. And it'll do these brilliant assessments of things. And it's so much fun. So anything that gets me into a relationship and a communication with myself and letting myself off these internal hooks, that's where the healing is for me.
Yeah, I found I have a granddaughter who is just a force of nature. She just turned 9, and she's born the day before me, so our charts are very, very similar.
Wow.
And she is a creative force. She After she leaves, my husband and I find glitter just around the house, and we call it Zipporah dust
Oh,
because she just sort of travels around in this, halo of sequins and glitter and just sort of spreads it everywhere. But
that's
every
beautiful.
single thing that little girl does is creative. And I found that spending time with her, because she always wants grandma to come along and play too.
Right.
Um, and that's been really helpful because I'm able to get in and do creative things. Like right now I'm teaching her how to sew, and I'm able to get in and do creative things, but doing
Okay,
it
Chris.
still in this power position. I just, oh yes, I'm over here and she's doing and I'm just helping. And I
Ah,
need to
so yeah.
I
But
need
you
to
gotta,
break that boundary, and I know I'm close. I know I'm so close. And I'm seeing it as a goal, which is really the wrong way to go into creativity.
well, okay, so what can you hold as a goal that feels right, that feels more, I don't know, loving, more creative?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm getting pushed. So I've been a tarot reader and astrologer for about 50 years. And I've always had that sort of in the background as something I did in addition to my real job. And now my real job is gone and
Right.
not gone, done, finished, completed. And so I'm kind of I have a couple of people who are sort of pushing me into, you know, doing more of that. My sister and a couple of friends, some on TikTok, some on YouTube, have been kind of pushing me to doing that kind of stuff. And it would be super easy to start, but I just haven't.
Well, that's fine. I mean, of course it's fine. I'm interested in why, because it doesn't sound like it thrills you.
I think the doing of it does. Um, the setting up and the committing to it as a thing doesn't.
Mhm.
I mean, like I used to do with my ex-husband, we did a lot of art fairs. We traveled the fair circuit,
Ah.
and I would do um, tarot readings, and sometimes in some places I would have an actual booth and do that as a way of making money. And I worked for one of the psychic networks for about 6 weeks before I found out that that was definitely not the right energy. Um, and I guess I'm a little hesitant to get into the business side of it. I've owned my own businesses before, um, and I think I just want to have more fun. Um,
And that's, I get it. That's what I was feeling when you were talking about it, that there's something about it that wasn't fun.
yeah, yeah, and there's just a whole structure, and I mean, you have a business, you have a business, you have a business license, you have to pay taxes, you have to, and I mean, I ran a bookkeeping firm for about
Mhm.
12 years. I This is not something that's a deal breaker for me. I'm also the DPOA and caregiver for a friend. We've been friends for 30 some years. She had a stroke 2 years ago
Mm.
and is now in memory care with vascular dementia. And
Oh, God.
so I manage her household. I pay her
Okay.
taxes. I I'm plus I'm her friend, so I go, I sit, I have fun with her. I take her out for trips. Um, but still, it's a responsibility. It's a have to, and my have tos seem to take my priority. So when I have time off, I go into like you were saying the other day about spending all day in bed. Uh, I wake up every morning, somewhere between 6:30 and 7.
Hmm.
Um, I don't get
Heavy
out of bed
lifting.
till 10.
Yeah,
I mean, I just don't. I'll have a book, uh, but it's passive, and I am not a passive person.
that's
But
exactly
this
the thing.
passivity and this, lack of motivation is really interesting because it's not anything in my personality at
Let's
all.
let's pull a card on it. I'm going to pull a card and you can tell us what it means, okay?
Okay.
Okay. The Hanged Man. Take a load off. It's going to be a while.
So the Hanged Man is a card of deep personal transformation, sort of a total paradigm shift in your attitude towards the world, yourself, the universe. I can't see how that applies here in any way,
Oh,
shape, or
no, no, no. Of course not. Of course not. No, how could it possibly?
form.
Oh my God. Yeah, it nobody told us this. Nobody told us that when the job got finished, that we would have to create an entire life. Now I had been told you have to find things to do, but I hadn't been told this is a complete transformation, and it is.
Well, I have plenty of things to do. I have a lot of things that can distract me from doing what I want. I mean,
Mm.
I live on 8 acres. I have a small farm. I have animals. I have, there's lots of things to do. I mean, right now I've got about 15 pounds of cucumbers sitting on my kitchen counter I need to go pickle. Um, yeah, I made jam all day or jelly all day yesterday. I have things to do, but
Right,
they're not the things that lead me to who I need to be right now.
right, and
And
that's
and I tell myself, well, cooking and canning and all that, that's creative, and it is. There is a
yes.
creativity to that, and
Thank you, Daniel.
I love the land, and I love, going out and getting my hands in the dirt and doing things. But another issue is I've had some significant health events, and I don't have the stamina, I don't have the energy. I'm 71 years old. I don't have the I don't have the physical ability to do some of the things that I used to do, and to start doing it and then get, but sitting down and writing, or doing
That's
some bead work, or engaging in any of the hundreds of creative things that I have to do, um, doesn't take physical stamina.
no,
All it takes is starting, and
it does, but my and it takes starting, but it also takes that getting past that part within us that goes, I can't. There's the I
mhm.
can't part of us that goes, because that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I Leo procrastination. I do the not now. I'll do that later. I'll handle that at another time. And what I do that with like household tasks, and then I wait until they become emergent, because emergent is what I respond to.
Right.
So I don't sweep the floor because, it's Wednesday and I sweep the floor on Wednesday. I wait until it's, oh my God, my feet are sticking.
Right here. Right here.
I don't have to do that yet. I can do that tomorrow, or tomorrow, or tomorrow, or tomorrow. Well, at 71, especially with my health issues, my tomorrows are not unlimited, and I'm comfortable with that. You know, especially both my husband and I worked in EMS. Uh, so mortality is not something that is an abstract concept to either of us, and
Right.
both of us are pretty comfortable with our own, limitations. Um, but
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 still,
yeah, the
it's all
reality is I can't keep putting this off, because if I put it off, it's going to put off right into non-existence.
right. And also the possibilities are not, and the abilities are not just physical. They're just not.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. I mean, take it to the nth degree, and even if you can't move, if you meditate deeply enough, then that energy has an impact. But not that we want to be immobile and need to do that, but um, there's so much that needs to happen in a life, especially as we get older, especially as we get that freedom. I mean, in India, that's what they plan on. In India, traditionally, they go, okay, so we're going to work until we're 60, and then the rest of our life is devoted to spirituality.
yeah.
Now, I don't know that people actually do that, but that's the idea.
Well, I did the other day. I forced myself, and I sat down and I wrote out an outline for a tarot book, um, that I want to do. Um, and and the whole time I was doing it, I felt wicked.
I love
Which I'm
it.
okay with. I mean, I can handle a little wickedness.
That's
Um,
fun. I love it. You felt wicked. It reminds me of the movie Wicked. Did you see the second one?
oh, yes, yeah, yeah. Oh, I've read the books, all of
Yeah.
them. Um, yeah,
Yeah. And
it's
she says, for the first time in my life, I feel what they call me wicked. I'm like,
yeah,
good time to feel
yeah.
it.
Embracing the wicked is, and I used to tell people, because in my job it required, when my career history, it was started out, I did like accounting and bookkeeping,
Right.
and raised a family, and raised kids, and I was, as
Right.
much as I could be, a stay-at-home mom. And then I went from that into emergency medicine. My husband was a paramedic, and they had volunteers. So I became an EMT. And then, because of my administrative skills, I ended up becoming the medical officer for a small fire department. So
Ah.
my job was to train EMTs. I was in search and rescue. So, tie a rope on me and throw me off a cliff. I loved it. It was just, you know, my favorite thing. Throw me out in the woods with a map and a radio, and a buddy, and we'll go out and we'll climb that mountain. We'll go down that valley. We'll go find that person. Um, and then I went from that into emergency management, and
Well, now you're not
which
emergency
is
then. Yeah.
yeah. So create
So,
my job was coordinating volunteers and
right.
running community education programs and writing county plans on what we're going to do when the shit hits the fan.
But my question to you is, which part of you is, can we talk to that emergency person in you? Because I'd like
Yeah,
to know what
yeah.
she thinks. I'd like to know
But
what she
there's
thinks about retirement, you know?
sh- well, so when I retired, I'm still a volunteer for
Hmm.
the agency that I used to work for.
Yeah.
So my name is on the list. So if they do have a big disaster, we sit on what's known as the Cascadia Fault. So we are anticipating a 9.0 earthquake to come in and completely wipe out all of our infrastructure. And it is
Fabulous.
occurs about every 300 years. And we're 362 years since the last one. So we're overdue. This quake is, and so Ring of Fire, when I hear of the quakes in Indonesia and the ones down in Colombia and the ones happening up in Alaska, it always gets my radar up. Um, so I have not completely left that, but when I retired, I dropped out of about five different agencies. I was still a consultant with the search and rescue group. I stopped that. I was the coordinator for the state. We have a program called DART, which is airplanes that are used during disasters. And I was in the process of getting them their 501(c)(3) and gearing them up and writing all the policies and stuff. I quit that. Um, I was a ham radio operator. I still have my license, but I don't go to the meetings. I don't do. So there were a number of things that I still to keep my foot in, and I haven't shut the door, but I've really pulled back from that
Right. But
because
yeah.
they'll suck you in, and it's attractive. I mean, it is creative in its way. I remember during COVID coming home and telling my husband, my brain is as full as it can possibly be. I am absolutely at the max of it. It was pulling from and that is an exhilarating feeling.
Well, let's take a look. Let's stay a little bit on topic here with what it is that inside that we need to do because we, like you said, it's an overwhelm. Like when your brain is so full that you just can't shut it down. Um,
But that's not what it was, though. It
what was
wasn't
it?
an overwhelm. It was it was it, it was like a nirvana for me. It was
Okay.
I had never felt so completely and totally myself as I was in that moment.
Oh, that's a whole different ball of wax.
Yeah,
So you're
yeah,
trying to translate that to after retirement.
yeah,
Hi,
yeah,
Shauna. Hi, Gagana.
yeah.
Wow. Well, listen, it
It's
is almost time for me to get off. We've got about 4 minutes. So, what should we talk about for 4 minutes?
oh, something else other than me.
All right, let's see. Let me see. What I am trying to birth at this point is a structure that is flexible and meaningful for my roundtable. Both the one that's in person and the one that's on Thursdays online. And I find the entire process of being me very challenging right now because I'm allowing everything to just be born through me. And it's such a surrender to place that I am not accustomed to. I'm accustomed to trying really, really hard all the time.
So have you looked into at all the old salons? The way that they were big in
Ooh.
France, they were big during the Transcendental movement in the U.S. Ralph Waldo Emerson, um, where, and this has come up in another forum that I've done, and a reading that I had done, that actually said that we used to have those all the time, where people would get together and have these incredible, thoughtful, and deep discussions about things,
Thank you.
and we've sort of lost that.
Oh, thank you so much because that is my jam. That is my jam. I'm going to go on a deep dive with that one, Anne. Thank you. Thank you from the
Yeah,
bottom of my heart. That
I
is
think we
heart
need those.
filling.
And and even it brings that personal contact into a digital media, which is
Yep.
it's so hard to make that bridge, because a lot of times digital, like Zoom meetings, they're performative. People stand up, they say their piece, and then they go back to rearranging the shit on their desk. You
I was in a
know?
really, really good one this morning, a really good one. I was so impressed, and I was doubly impressed that it was a guy who was leading it. And that at the end of the whole thing, he said, "I love you" to all of us. I was like,
Uh,
"This is the way you do a meeting. This is it. This is how it is." Because
yeah,
he brought in different models for different breakout rooms for different times, and it created a space of ease for me anyway. I know it did. It created such an easy, connective thing, and it was beautiful. I was delighted. I was like, okay, I found one thing. I can found one thing I can do a week. Okay, good.
yeah. So I just kind of Googled it, and the salon, and it says the salon was the central hub for intellectual exchange and conversation in the past, serving as a space where elite intellectuals, oh, I don't know about that, gathered to discuss a wide range of topics. Women played a significant role in these gatherings, often hosting and moderating discussions, which contributed to the intellectual climate of the time. The salon provided a platform for women to engage with the intellectual elite, fostering a sense of community and shared values. This tradition of intellectual gathering has evolved over time, but the salon's legacy as a space for intellectual discourse and conversation remains influential in contemporary discussions about culture and society. That's Wikipedia.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have started to bring in a topic for each time, but I'm going to take a deeper look at the salon and how it was structured.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Anne. Shalise is here, or was here. Yep, Shalise is here. Shalise, honey, I'm getting ready to hop off, but hold on a second. What's going on here? We've got Karen Hanshaw. Hi, Karen. How are you? How are you? Oh, she's gone again. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna stay in the live, but I'm gonna disconnect from here.
Okay. Well, I think I'm
Just
going
for
to terminate the live. I think I got to go to a something else. But this has been lovely. Thank you so much, Anne. I so appreciate you. I can't even begin to tell you. This journey. This is me doing a journey of unfolding, which is completely counter to the hustle culture that I have lived and tried to succeed at and failed at succeeding at. Um, and so this is a whole new way of living, and it is uncomfortable AF. Thank you, honey. Uncomfortable AF, and I don't feel like I got another option um, because the other way just never worked. So what the hell? I mean, I'm in my 60s. What am I waiting for? Nothing. There's nothing to wait for anymore. So I'll be back on Thursday or maybe even tomorrow morning. Who knows? My life has been thrown up in the air. And thanks for being here, honey. I appreciate it. Mwah. Discomfort is just transitional. I love it. I love it. Oh, my whole body relaxed when you said that. Thank you. That's brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, girl. See you maybe tomorrow. Mwah. Go be creative. See ya. You should cross stitch that on a pillow. Yeah.